I'm Lily and welcome to the Ladybug Laboratory. You can find me in all the places down below, Instagram, Ravelry, etc. And this is my Friday update on Roll to Craft. So last week I rolled a 6, which is for sewing a gift project. And I told you I was going to work on a dress for my kiddo's birthday in this absolutely incredible unicorn fabric. Hello. Did I work on it? Yes. Did I finish it? No. And that's okay. So I have got the bodice done. I heavily modified I'm using the pattern Simplicity 1208, and I'm heavily modifying it. So I basically am just taking the bodice pieces. I took the front bodice and then modified the back bodice slightly. In that pattern, the closure is down the middle of the back, and I'm modifying it so that the closure is a zip on the side so that she can put it on herself, because I don't want to help her get dressed. So I did that, and then I'm also adding this like middle piece before I add a very incredible flowy circle skirt of this unicorn fabric. I had planned to just use like whatever scraps I had for the lining and stuff, and I ran out. I don't need that much more, but I do need more. I ended up ordering some, not too much, but a little bit more of this purple. I could have used something else, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, but whatever. So I've got this zip on the side. I did a lot of trial and error to make this happen, but she is going to adore this. I cannot wait until this is done. I am also working on a little purse to go with it. I'm very chuffed with how the side pieces lined up on this one. So you've got a front piece and a back piece, and then the two side pieces that like go up the edge, and like look at that. Look how they line up. So it's not perfect, but it's great. So that is also from this pattern. They have a version with like a bunny face on it and then a version with a ruffle. I didn't do either of those. I'm just doing a plain version because the fabric speaks for itself. And then I decided that while I had been going through all of my fabric scraps, I came across a bunch of fat quarters that I had bought at one point or another, and like maybe they had a purpose at some point, but like they didn't have a purpose now. At one point I was trying to make these little like coloring folios for like a dozen different kids as party favors, and that didn't happen. And so what am I going to do with them now? And I decided to go ahead and start making little bags. And for a while now, I have wanted to switch away from wrapping paper for Christmas. I've been using primarily like gift bags just because it's so much easier. You can just like use them again and again. But I've been wanting to see about making my own like reusable cloth ones, because the gift bags like fall apart over time. And I found in my going through my fabric a big set, huge set of Christmas themed fat quarters that I got in probably 2021. Yeah. I have no idea what I'm going to use them for. I think I had a plan at some point. I think there are like 30 fat quarters in here. I will put the actual number down here, but that's like a lot of fabric. And so I started making just like gift bags out of them. So I've got one here. Whoop. Ta-da. This is one fat quarter exactly. It's a little tall and skinny. It about fits a composition notebook. Got this one. It doesn't have a drawstring yet, but it's a little pouch. This is a much smaller amount of a fat quarter. I'm trying to make a very complicated one over there, and this is the leftovers from that. I have this one, which also does not have a drawstring in it yet, and is just over 2 fat quarters. So this is 1 fat quarter, this is a 2nd fat quarter, and then these are just like 2 strips from a 3rd fat quarter. I also fixed my serger. So I've been serging the insides of these, and it's been making it go so much faster. At some point, you can see that these are like flipping up. I'm going to go in and top stitch it down right along here, and that's going to make it so much easy. So just so much so much better. But yeah, so this is 2 and 6 inches worth of fat quarter. Then I made some that aren't Christmas themed, because these are going to be used for like birthdays and stuff too. So this is a single fat quarter. It's like, this is one of the ones that like I was going to make a coloring folio out of, but I'm obviously not going to. This is another one that I was going to make a coloring folio out of. So these little cats. This is a single fat quarter, but I boxed out the bottom a little bit, which made it skinnier. I've been just playing around with the construction of different bags. I don't know what this is. I actually made this one a long time ago and never put ribbon in it, and it's just been sitting in my fabric stash. I found it when I was going through things, which is what gave me the idea to do this. And then this one, this is another one of those things that like the fabric once upon a time had a purpose. I tried to make my kiddo a dress for her 3rd birthday and I cut out all the pieces for it and everything, and it didn't. It never happened. So I have all these pieces of birthday fabric, and I'm like, why don't I just cut them up and turn them into a bag? So this is boxed a little bit, and when it drawstrings in, it'll be, you know, kind of like that. So I'm really happy with how all of those are coming. I'm probably going to keep working on those. It's been so delightful to have my serger working again. That was like a big pain in my side for a long time, was that it just like wasn't working, and I finally figured out. So happy about that. Yeah, my next roll for next week though is 49, which is journaling. This one's going to be interesting. I keep a lot of journals, and by keep, I mean fall behind on and pretend I keep a lot of journals. And by journal, I don't necessarily mean like journaling about my day, though I do that as well. But I mean, for instance, I have a board game journal where I like write down every time I play a board game, and I'm so behind on it. And I have like a crafting journal where I log everything about my sewing and knitting and stuff. So behind on that. So my next week is a really busy week. I don't anticipate getting very much done in this, but I'll still show you what I do get done, and I'll see you here next week. And on Monday, there will be a special announcement on the channel, so stay tuned for that. All right, bye. Remember, joy is resistance, and I love you very much.